Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Pop-Pop.
I'm Matt.
I'm Callie.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. Good morning, turkeys! Hey everyone, welcome back to a very blustery day on the farm. We are receiving some pretty high winds today, but it's nothing we haven't seen before. It's just making things very chilly. We're just getting our day started off. We got the farm market all set up. Now we're getting the animals all taken care of. You know it's starting to get chilly when the cafeteria is all closed up. Good morning, babies! Who's ready for breakfast? Oh, look at this guy. Hi, little kitty. Hello. I know number 50's ready. This calf is always ready to eat. Now we had an idea that it was going to be very cold today. So yesterday we got our cabbage picked, broccoli, and cauliflower. So we shouldn't have to be out in the fields, which is nice. Yesterday it was beautiful, it was sunny. Today it is cold and windy. Back up, ladies. Don't try and escape again. The first thing I'm doing when it comes to the animals is getting this first pen of chickens taken care of. We used to come through and feed just twice a week, but now we feed every day. It makes it a lot easier when we're collecting eggs. You will see that when we feed, there's always a lot less birds on and in the nest. Just makes collecting the eggs easier on us. And that is the first pen of chickens all taken care of, fed and eggs collected. Back up, ladies. My hands are full. Back up, please. I was over in that first pen of chickens and I'm not feeling any wind blowing over there. However, with this pen of chickens, I'm feeling a little bit of wind. I might go grab some straw and just bed this pen up really nice, just so that I can keep them comfortable. It's not a lot of wind, but I do feel a breeze on my face here and there. I saw on the weather forecast, we had the possibility of some storms rolling through and we're starting to have a little bit of rain come down. Oh, that makes working in the cold enjoyable. Rain. While I was feeding the chickens and collecting eggs, Dad grabbed some silage for the cattle and he put some corn in for them. I think he's grabbing some minerals and some extra grain to put on top. And while we were both doing that, Daniel got the calves taken care of. I was in here already this morning. I touched on how much nicer it is in here as opposed to outside. That's why we keep the calves in here. It's probably about 20 degrees warmer and there's no wind, which keeping wind off your animals, that's a very important thing. We're gonna do some bedding up this morning, just making sure that everybody is nice, warm, and comfortable. Daniel ran to grab 3 of those corn stalk round bales, and I'm gonna run up top to grab a few bales of straw for these chickens. Whew. Gonna take 4 for now. There's 2 wheat straw bales there. gonna scare you. For now, we have no problem with keeping the chickens in this pen, but as it gets colder, we might have to move them. We're just trying to use this space for as long as possible. That older batch of layers, they are gonna be going away soon. We're gonna be taking them to auction shortly. It's getting to the point where they're eating more feed than producing eggs, so we're starting to lose on them. So what we're gonna be doing is getting rid of that batch, moving this set of chickens over there, and then eventually we're gonna be getting a new herd of layers. Well, everyone, that should just about do it for this pen. Look at that. It's beautiful, and I know the chickens are really, really enjoying it. Hopefully this will help to keep them comfortable. Come on. And gloves. We got it, and gloves. Yeah. Watch out. Scoot. Well, I'll say it's not as easy as putting straw in there, but the corn stalks do a really, really nice job. We've seen some people actually have like shredders and blowers to blow this stuff back in, but just spread it out with the skid steer loader and kicking it around with our legs, that works fine. What would we do if we didn't have a skid steer loader? That piece of equipment makes this job so much easier. In the back, come on. Come on. Come on, get your booty moving. Ah! Daniel. She got you. Why do you gotta beat that bale up? So we got that outside pen of chickens all bed up. We got this little section of cattle in the back bed up. We got our pastured cattle bed up. And then we got our larger fattening cattle over here all bed up as well. We have plenty of bedding over there in the back, so we only needed to put one bale in here. This is gonna keep these cattle busy for quite some time. They love picking through these bales, finding any bit of corn that they can. There shouldn't be any there, but they're still gonna look for it. Just listen. We got some happy ladies. I did the same thing that I did in the other pen. I put some fresh straw on the ground, and then I also put some straw in the nest, and the girls are already checking it out. You can see every nest box is just about full. So they are really enjoying that. We always add new bedding to the nest boxes, but they just pull it out really, really fast. I think one of the reasons they pull it out is because there's not enough bedding on the ground. So we're gonna have to try and make sure that we keep plenty of straw, plenty of soft bedding on the ground for them. And maybe that will fix the problem because it keeps the eggs so much nicer when we have all that straw in the nest boxes. That's a beautiful sight. I love it when my ladies are scratching and enjoying their day. Because you know what they say? Comfortable and relaxed chickens make great eggs. Okay, maybe they don't say that, but it has something about happy cows, happy milk. I have no idea. Hey, kitty, kitty. Oh, yeah. What's up, big girl? Callie always thinks we should take that cat home, but I tell her that cat's doing perfectly fine here at the farm. Bedding up those chickens was the last thing we needed to do when it came to animal care this morning. Now we have a few other jobs that need to be taken care of. We have to winterize the greenhouses. Tonight it's gonna be dropping well below freezing. And if those hoses burst open from having water in them, that's gonna cause so many headaches moving into next year's greenhouse season. So that is a job that needs to be done. Another thing that needs to be done is the local wholesaler needs over 30 50-pound bags of yellow potatoes. So we're gonna have to wash some potatoes today as well. And we were discussing what we wanted to do first, and I think yellow potatoes went out. Things that we're looking to do as we're running these potatoes up over our conveyors and into our washer. We're trying to pull out anything that is green and anything that has wet cuts on it or deep cuts. Now, we could still use some of those potatoes. A lot of times they'll get fed to the cattle, but because we have so many potatoes, we're trying to encourage people to continue coming back for them. Now, that does mean we're holding our potatoes to a higher standard, but that's because we want to sell them. If people don't want our potatoes, well then we're ultimately gonna lose them. So any potatoes that have imperfections or they're just not fit for selling, we'll do one of two things with them. We'll either take them ourselves, which we have a huge family, we eat a lot of potatoes, or two, and the cattle think this is the more popular option, we will feed them to the cattle or we'll give them to the chickens. The cattle love potatoes, the chickens love potatoes. Now, of course we'd prefer to sell all of them, but for the reasons that I just mentioned, we wanna make sure that we keep our product to the highest standard possible. And if that means having to give a few potatoes away to the cattle or eating them ourselves, we don't mind. Daniel, tell the people why we got this big door closed.
It's cold out there.
It's cold out there, and we're worried the wind is gonna pull it off the hinges. So we actually put a giant rock against the outside so it doesn't flop back and forth.
That's funny, Andrew. Where do you find a rock around here?
Well, Dad, little known fact, we used to grow rocks before we got a rock picker.
I wasn't aware of that.
So right behind me, this is a neat part of this piece of equipment. This is our grading system. The smaller potatoes or the bees will fall into this, and then it will conveyor them out. This works really good when we're picking the red potatoes, and we want to save those smaller ones, those creamers. Another thing I wanted to mention, back here, you can see we have our pressure tank hooked up. Now we just have a few things we need to do to it electrically. We have a few things we need to do with the electrical system on it to make sure it's running 100% correctly. But yeah, this is where it's gonna be sitting. And it is a pretty large one, but we definitely need it, especially with all the baking stuff coming up. Almost hit Dad's head with that potato. We got our first bin filled, so I'm gonna turn off our hopper. We're gonna let our conveyors clean off, clean out our washer, and then get a second bin into place. We're gonna let this bin of potatoes sit outside for a little bit. It's so breezy out here, we're assuming that the wind's gonna help dry those off. All right, where are you? There you are. All right, we're back in business. Now this may not seem like the most exciting job to some, but Seeing these potatoes that we worked so hard to get picked go up over these conveyors through the washer and into bags, it just makes you feel good. All that hard work, you're finally starting to see some payback on it. I don't remember some of these potatoes being so large when we were picking. Did they grow while they were in here?
No, they were that big.
It's been so long, you know. It's been so long. Here, Callie, come over here. Look at what we've been doing. What are these?
Potatoes!
Potatoes? What do you think of this potato?
So big.
That's a big potato. Well, that is a beautiful sign. 2 beautiful bins of potatoes. Callie is now down here, so I'm not gonna be hanging outside for too long. I'm gonna get her up in some warmth. 2 more potato dance, potato dance, potato dance, potato dance, potato dance. You wanna do it again? Potato dance. Excuse me, miss, do you have your forklift license? Yeah? Okay, good. And this will finish off all the potatoes that we needed to wash. We got 3 full bins of yellow potatoes. They just need to dry and then we can bag them. So we've got 1 more bin from outside to bring in. That was the bin sitting outside. And this is the one that was just washed. And there they are. All the beautiful washed potatoes. What do you think, Callie? How do the potatoes look?
Not good.
What?
I'm going to.
Go ahead. You dropped your hat, but I'll grab it. So while we were washing potatoes, what were you up to in here, Daniel?
I got all the water took apart.
You got all the water lines disconnected?
Yep.
Oh, good. It's gonna be cold tonight.
Is it?
Yeah, that's why we're doing it.
I live inside.
Are you growing a mustache?
No.
You should.
Dale has a mustache.
So I talked about it earlier, how we have to get all these water lines disconnected so that they don't burst open. So Daniel is just opening anywhere that we need to drain, making sure all the water is ran out, because we've had it happen in the past, water lines burst. And you don't find out about it until you try running water through them. It's not a good time to find out. What is the temperature in here? 50 degrees in here. When you're out in that wind, it doesn't feel too bad. We joined Daniel right when he was disconnecting the last lines, so this greenhouse is all good to go. The only thing we'll have to do is probably put straw in this front corner on these pipes. We won't necessarily have to do that today, but in the near future we will. Alrighty, it is lunch. It looks like we're having leftover chicken from Sunday dinner. So we're having chicken sandwiches. And what do we got here? Rice and chicken noodle soup. Well, I guess it's rice and chicken soup. I'm so excited. Now that we're finished with lunch, we've gotten back to working on these greenhouses. One of the first things we did was we took our water storage tanks here and we drained them. We did not want these things bursting. They are very important. This allows us to water multiple greenhouses at one time just by having a reserve of water around. So that was a big deal, getting these tanks drained. We've almost got our largest greenhouse all taken care of. And we've moved on from this one up to the germination greenhouse. Getting that one disconnected doesn't take that long. And once everything's all disconnected on it, it's pretty much done for the year. You can see there's water running out of that greenhouse. That means we're about done. So far, we've got our fertilizer injector removed from here. We've got all our pipes disconnected. And up here at the top, we're draining our water heater. We use this water heater to run heated water through little black pipes underneath this plastic. It gives us a lot of assistance when we are germinating seeds in this greenhouse. That's what it's called, the germination greenhouse. So all these little black tubes get filled with water. It helps the germination process to work a little bit quicker. It's a big, big bonus in this greenhouse. But yeah, the water heater being disconnected was the last thing that needed to be done. In this greenhouse, it's winterized. How do you feel, Dad? All your greenhouses are getting closed up for the year. What do you think?
think it's 13 weeks till we start planting in the greenhouse.
No. I wasn't working with the boys right after lunch, so apparently they got to this greenhouse and I didn't even know about it. They've got this greenhouse already all disconnected. They've got the water lines opened up. We shouldn't have any problems if it freezes now. You will know this greenhouse looks really, really good. My Aunt Rhonda spent a lot of time cleaning it, and it's already good to go for next year. And what seems like no time at all, this greenhouse will soon be full again, and we'll be working in here almost every single day. So that's something I'm looking forward to. It's gonna be nice to have a little break with winter time here, but I always miss being able to work in these greenhouses. When it's really, really cold, you get to work in these, so it just makes it so much more enjoyable. It makes the winters much less difficult to deal with, especially when you get to be in the greenhouses. I mean, it's like 45 degrees outside with the wind blowing, but in here the sun is shining. I'm gonna sweat if I stay in this clothes, so I'm gonna get out of this greenhouse. This feels weird closing everything up for the year. I mean, I'll get over it. We need a break, but it's just weird. We're here at our pressure tank. We made some adjustments, and hopefully it's gonna work. Hopefully, because we need this to work. Believe me, Grandma needs water pressure. Well, everyone, I got good news. We just need to make one minor adjustment and we're gonna be good to go, and Grandma's gonna have her water pressure. Woohoo! Dad and Matthew are finishing up on the pressure tank over there. There wasn't enough room for me to work there with them, so I made a decision to come over here and do some cleaning. I've just been sweeping up some of this dirt, cleaning around the chicken pen, just trying to make things look nice. You guys know when we get into harvest time and we get super, super busy, some of this stuff, it is important, but it gets put on the back burner. So I've been just trying to clean up and make things look nice. I mean, I wouldn't eat off of it, but oh, it's looking a lot better. Well, this is what it's gonna look like. I'm all finished. I mean, it's not perfect, but I'm not cleaning the kitchen floor. I'm cleaning the barn floor, or next to the chicken pen floor. So this is what you're gonna get, and I think that looks pretty good. You want grapes? Yeah. Alrighty, I'll get you some grapes in a minute. I just got home. Lauren has been making dinner. Babies have been eating dinner as well. And since everybody's been eating dinner, well, you know what that means? It's my turn to eat dinner. So that means this is where we're gonna be ending the video today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.